Hi, this is Pim from Smart Diabetics Academy. Today we are going to have a look at diabetic ketoacidosis, what's causing it and whether it can be caused by a keto diet. So, diabetic ketoacidosis is a condition where the body produces high levels of ketones due to a lack of insulin, which is why it's most common in type 1 diabetics. But it can present in type 2 diabetics on occasion. So, in short, ketoacidosis occurs when your cells are being starved because you are unable to use the sugar in your blood as fuel. Okay? So your body cannot tell that there is a lot of sugar floating around in your blood. It will think that is an emergency situation. So the liver will start creating its own glucose. And then it will release it out into the bloodstream, which will then increase the blood sugar even more. But since you have no insulin to help, these cells use this glucose and take it up. They will keep starving and they will keep complaining to the liver that there is no energy available, and the liver will continue and produce more and more sugar on its own and release more and more sugar into your blood. So the liver is just doubling down on whatever it's doing, is using more and more fat to create glucose, and as a byproduct, when it's using fat, ketones are produced. Okay? So your body can use ketones for energy. That is not the problem, but the problem is that when you are in such an emergency situation with no insulin helping to clear the blood sugar, you produce way more ketones than you are able to use. Okay? And at this point, your blood pH will start to change and become more acidic, which is why it's called ketoacidosis, because they're ketones and they're causing acidosis. So the problem is in ketoacidosis is that there is no or very little insulin present, which then propels the whole production of glucose in the liver together with the production of ketones, right? And which at a high level they will make the blood more acidic, and then that becomes a very dangerous situation. So the question is whether a ketogenic diet where we eat a lot of fat to be used as energy can cause diabetic ketoacidosis. And the short answer to that is it's very unlikely unless you have very little or no insulin present. So it's possible, but it's not very likely in most people. So if you are a type 1 diabetic, and this can happen if you don't take your insulin, but it will happen no matter what diet you are on if you don't take your insulin. It's not specific to a ketogenic diet, okay? So if you are type 2 diabetic and you have any kind of insulin production, you will most likely be fine. Just as you were on whatever diet you were on before switching to a keto diet. Because the problem isn't the ketones in itself. The problem is the combination of high blood sugar, no insulin, and very high ketone levels, higher than you can use. So as far as I know and as far as my research has taken me, this is much higher than anyone has ever got from being on a keto diet. It's literally impossible to get that much ketones from just being on a ketogenic diet, unless there's something else going on as well. Then that could probably contribute. So whether you are in what we call nutritional ketosis or any state of where you're producing ketones on purpose, actually what I want to add there is if you are taking exogenous ketones, maybe you could do that. But from now I'm talking about the ketogenic diet. So when you're in nutritional ketosis, whenever you have ketones are only produced when there is no excess of sugar. So when you need it for energy, whether that be in the blood or whether it comes from food, the sugar, doesn't really matter. And once there is excess sugar and insulin is present, what happens is that energy will go into the cell that will show the cells that there is food, there is energy available, and they will then tell your liver that, hey, there's plenty of food here, no need to make any more glucose, no need to burn any more fat, and the liver will stop doing that. That's why when we're eating sugar, we turn off the fat burning mechanisms, and if you are someone who wants to lose fat, you can't really do that when you're eating a lot of carbohydrates. So, is a ketogenic diet safe for diabetics? You bet. This is probably the best diet possible for anyone with diabetes. And if you're having blood sugar issues, you should be going on a keto diet straight away. So this can take care of your blood sugar control and make it really, really easy for you to control your blood sugar. It will make sure that it's low, it will make sure that it's stable, which is really, really important, and eventually it will help you reverse your diabetes as well. Sometimes there is a delay, so when I say it's low, if you're going to keep the diet and it doesn't happen the first week, it's probably because your set point, your blood sugar set point, is much higher than it should be, and your body is working hard to keep it up there. But at some point that is going to come down to the normal set point again, so don't worry, just have a little bit of patience. So I have seen people literally go from blood sugars in the 200s down to the hundreds in less than a week on a keto diet. So don't come and tell me that this is not a great diet for diabetics, because it really is. I think it's the solution to the problem that you're having. And I have heard about people that have lowered their A1C to normal levels in just 2 months, which means that they're really doing something that is right, because HbA1c is representative of the average blood sugar over the last 3 months. So if you can lower it to normal levels in 2 months, you're doing great. Like, you're going to reverse your diabetes and you're going to get a diagnosis that says you don't have diabetes anymore very soon. So please don't be afraid of starting a keto diet. Just make sure that you do it right, because I see people all over the place that don't do the keto diet right, and I'm not going to talk about that today, but you can watch my previous videos if you need any help with that. And that was all for today, and thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon so that you will get notified whenever I release my next video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!